most successful franchises from the Hallmark Channel has to be The Good Witch. And today, we're going to talk about some of the things that you don't know happened during the filming of the series. Something magical, something heartwarming, unbelievable things that happened on the set of the series. Enjoy, recap, and review.
And a compromise?
Yeah, we worked it out. I agreed to split my greenhouse plot.
And I declared must.
Before we move on forward with the list of crazy and unbelievable things happening on the set of the series, we will say a few words about it. With the 7th season of The Good Witch just around the corner, we can expect love brought with it, and even more hope on the side from the small town called Middleton on the small screens. The series has its own thing, a spooky element to it, that can't be defined no matter how hard you try. And it is probably better that way. This series brings the sense of magic mixed with calmness, and on top of all things, wonder, which is always great to have. With Cassie as the main character of the series and the witch in charge, fans are overwhelmed by how she actually plays it out. Ever since the start of the series, way back in 2015, it is still going strong with good ratings and positive critics to this day forward. And of course, the viewership is constantly growing because of it. There is just something uplifting about the whole town of Middleton and the individuals living in it. Thus, we are going to talk about some of the behind-the-scenes secrets of the show, with some of them even surprising you in one way or another. The series came after the movies.
Neighbors.
My husband needs a doctor.
Video games.
I could use some help in the kitchen.
Mishaps.
Nick threw her phone in the lake.
Starting off with a rather unusual one, because it is rare in the movie industry, and while it happened on set, but it wasn't the one of the series, but the set of the movies of the same franchise. Many of the new fans might not know this, but the series was made after the movies with the same title. And it may come as a surprise to many that the long-running series has actually made it to the big screen because of the movies, and the idea that came while filming them. Hallmark created the first movie of the franchise in 2008 with the same title, The Good Witch. And after the success of it, the sequel followed just a year later called The Good Witch's Garden. And when the sequel did even better than the first movie, the whole franchise exploded and released 5 more movies, where in between the idea of a series with its main characters was born, and thus the series came to be. Now, it was not released before the last movie came out, but it was in the filming process that made the crew behind the scenes to even come up with the idea of a series. And we are more than thankful to them, because that way we got this masterpiece of a series from that particular decision. Where is Middleton?
Sunday on an all-new Good Witch.
Something's bothering you.
How do you teach somebody to care?
By showing them.
One of the first and probably most important decisions at that stage of filming the series or movie is the setting. And where will all the things happening on set, including filming, take place? In the series, we were introduced to the place called Middleton. However, where is this place actually? Well, the fictional town of Middleton is said to be located just a couple of hours away from Chicago. However, while filming, the crew of Hallmark filmed the series in various parts of Ontario, Canada, near Niagara-on-the-Lake. They also filmed in the quaint town of Cambridge, around Toronto. And as for the Grey House, it is a real building that can be found in Dundas, Ontario, Canada. The real name of the building is Fox Bar, and fans show the desire to see it. They can whenever they please to. If we reflect on the series so far, one of the greatest decisions made by Hallmark has to be this part right here. The location of things and the setting of it. They did it to extreme perfection. Sarah Power was pregnant in season 5.
That Klondike had a really great time today.
Tell Klondike that I did too.
Abigail Pershing, Carrie's cousin, who also has mystical powers, is played by Sarah Power. And if we take a look throughout the series, she tended to bring chaos wherever she went. But as the story progressed, we can see that she has grown a lot, especially after making Middleton her home. The topic of discussion of the series was always Abigail's ever-changing love life. She is a type of person who does not get hung up on many men until she meets Donovan Davenport. In real life, however, she has a much more stable love life than in the series and is married to the actor Peter Mooney. And as the 5th season script has been written and the filming began, Power announced that she is pregnant. So without any changes to the script, she did her part of the job and filmed the whole season pregnant and managed to cover her bump very effectively, all in order to protect the storyline of her character. A mighty step forward, not just for her, but for everyone around her who helped her while she was on the set. The cast is close off screen too.
Versus the two of you.
Oh, you want to take us on?
No, we want to beat you.
Sounds like they just threw down a challenge.
It is not just Catherine Bell and Bailey Madison hanging around, but the entire cast too. And after filming for 7 seasons, we can't blame them. We would not want it any other way, right? After the whole COVID-19 pandemic causing problems to the filming process, the cast were sad because they couldn't hang out like they used to before while filming. But they all stayed in touch throughout the whole process. During quarantine, they organized themselves to have Zoom meetings over a few days. And at one of these meetings, they even had a Zoom happy hour where they all drank wine together and caught up on things and how life was going. We have to say that these are the kind of gestures that keep the cast of a movie or a series together. Just another unbelievable thing that happened on set, in which not few but all of the cast was involved. Good job! Hallmark made Cassie a widow.
Some pottery.
Don't forget dancing.
How could I forget dancing?
And you became a full-fledged professor.
For all the fans who have binged watched the series, they know that Cassie was a widow when the series started, and it is not clear how her husband, Jake, died, or how long ago his death was. But the thing that was certain is that she was still grieving his loss, and meeting Sam helped her and find love again. In the movies where we can see Jake, the role was portrayed by Chris Potter, and the reason for the series not showing him at all, and his death occurring in the events happening between the last movie and the first season of the show, is because he was not available to film when Hallmark needed him. So they had to come up with a solution, and the end result was that Cassie will become a widow after Potter's busy schedule, and that is why we have the arc of the series we see today, a well thought out plan by the masterminds behind the scenes. Cassie and Grace rubbing off on Catherine and Bailey.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And we believe in both of you.
On screen, Cassie and her daughter Grace have a close bond, and they are very protective of it. They know each other inside and out. The crazy thing is that not just on screen, but their relationship is just as close off screen. A true relationship that came to be just because of the things happening on set, while the filming process of the series took place even from season 1. Bell also added that they became very close before Bailey even turned 18. And whenever her mother was not able to be there for her, she was the fill-in mom. Bailey would even sleep over at Madison's apartment whenever they were traveling, a bond that to Belle feels like she was the second mom at times. And that certainly can't be a bad feeling. Such an amazing bonding story between two of the main characters, who even in their real lives divided into what their characters' storylines are in the series itself. On a related note, tell us in the comments below what do you think about the series and what has been your favorite part out of all the seasons so far. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like more videos like these in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.